Hi everyone! On behalf of the entire Google Ads API team, thank you so much for tuning in to Performance Max and the Google Ads API workshop. We've been through a ton of content today, which I hope has deepened your understanding of working with PMax using the Google Ads API. More importantly, I hope today's sessions have demonstrated what I like to refer to as the art of the possible. If everyone were using PMax and the Google Ads API to achieve the exact same goals, this content would be pretty straightforward. However, we know that every business has unique objectives, and as API users, you also have to factor in your approach to working with Google Ads as well as your technical infrastructure. As you think back on everything you learned today in an effort to apply lessons to your business, I want you to remember one word: leverage. Earlier today, Ian demonstrated the variety of control and configuration options PMax offers to deliver performance and flexibility during his sessions, a Performance Max product tour for developers, and achieve your business goals with Performance Max. Throughout the day, and especially in the PMax panel that just concluded, you learned how Google AI is transforming advertising. Not only in terms of generative AI, but also in creating the best ad combinations from your assets, increasing reach across all of Google's advertising channels, and automatically optimizing spend to achieve your goals. In Laura's session on reporting and my session about asset groups, however, you can see this is a different way of thinking about campaign management and reporting. It really is a new paradigm. And as Mattia outlined in Best Practices, Optimization, and Troubleshooting, there are several nuances to account for when working with PMax using the Google Ads API. I tried to drive these important details home in my session, Design a Custom Performance Max Pipeline, while also demonstrating a methodology for designing a flexible infrastructure capable of easily managing PMax campaigns with a simple declarative JSON schema, which brings me back to my key takeaway: leverage. Once you begin to get your head around this new paradigm and understand the details of working with PMax in the Google Ads API, you'll begin to see that all of your effort and valuable time goes further because PMax amplifies your efforts by getting the most out of your assets. This is especially true in the context of the API. From an advertiser perspective, this means less time setting up different campaign and ad types to serve across different channels. Less time trying to figure out which of your creatives is performing best. Less time updating ads based on your observations. And from a developer perspective, this means less time managing an infrastructure that caters to each campaign and ad type. So whether you're an engineer or an advertiser, your effort goes further, and that is what I mean by leverage. With that, I want to run through some final logistics and housekeeping before we part ways. I mentioned this in the keynote, but your feedback is so incredibly valuable. It helps us determine what sorts of content and resources we should produce. Like, this workshop? Should we do more of this? We also use your input to improve your developer experience, including the underlying API itself. Please take a minute to fill out this survey linked in the resources section of this workshop just below. We'll also follow up with an email containing a link to the survey. Next, I want to let you know that even if you missed any of today's sessions, or if you want to share with teammates, you're still in luck. All of these sessions will be available on demand on the event portal as well as our YouTube channel. We also plan to post smaller, focused segments of these sessions on our YouTube channel to make it easier to find the content you need. I've attended enough workshops like this one to know that absorbing all of this content can feel like drinking out of a fire hose. You often don't know what you'll need to remember until it's time to actually go ahead and build your integration. And by then, you may not remember that important detail at minute 26 of session 5 or, whatever it may be. What I hope you do remember is that we did discuss that specific topic you're interested in. And our goal with these shorter videos will be to help you find these important details faster and more easily. Finally, I know these workshops are a valuable opportunity to connect. We're so thrilled that you've shared your thoughts and questions throughout the day. We'll leave this final session open for just a bit so you can ask any final questions of the team. But if you didn't get a chance to ask your question, you can always get in touch with us via the support channel, which is listed as a resource in the event site. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your day with us. We hope this has been a valuable use of your time, and we hope you've learned a ton. We look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everybody.